Hey campers, Chanel Marks here, and I am sorry that I can't be with you in person, but I am going to create some videos here to do some keyboard instruction. That's what I usually teach at camp, and that's what I am here to show you today. Just a few little tricks. A few things we're going to cover today. Where is middle C? The musical alphabet. A C major chord. A C minor chord. What we can do with those chords. And a few other chords that if you get together with some guitar players, some beginner guitar players, you may be able to have that knowledge in common of knowing the same chord. So I'm also going to teach you an E major chord, an E minor chord, and an A major chord. So that's what's going to happen, and we'll see how this goes. So the keyboard has a lot of notes on it. Fortunately, we don't have to learn every single note because there's a pattern. And the first note I'm going to teach you about is middle C. So in order to find middle C, you're going to go to the middle of the piano and find the set of 2 black notes. And just to the left of the 2 black notes is middle C. So that's middle C. There are other C's on the piano. If you find this set of 2 black notes, just to the left of that is another C. And we're going to go farther down the keyboard. Here's another C. And I think there's one more down here. Yeah, so see how the pattern, we have 2 black notes. There's our C. Find the 2 set of black notes. There's our C, all the way up the keyboard. Here's our middle C again. There are C, 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 C. So that was middle C. Let's talk about the musical alphabet now. So let's see if I can zoom out a little bit. Wow, that's a lot of notes to learn. But actually it's not, because if we find our middle C, we're going to go up the musical alphabet. So what comes after C? C, D, E, F, G. So that's pretty cool. C, D, E, F, G. Now what comes next? It's not H. I'll give you that. We're going to go to the beginning of the musical alphabet. A, B, oh look, we're at C again. How cool is that? C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C, and so on. Okay, awesome. So already you have learned middle C, other C's on the keyboard, and the musical alphabet. Super cool, super easy. If you want to stop the video for a little while and just practice maybe going up the musical alphabet, starting with C, then G, start over with A, just to kind of wrap your brain around where that C is so you can find that C as quickly as possible. So if you want to take a few minutes to do that, cool. And then we'll continue on. So what are we going to learn next? How about a C major chord? Super exciting. Super exciting. Okay, here we go. All right, first thing we're going to do is we're going to put the thumb of our right hand on middle C. Now see how our fingers each get their own note. The second note we are going to play in a C major chord is our 5th finger, which is also G. C, D, E, F, G, right? Now, this is rock and roll. So if you wanted to play a C chord with those two notes, totally cool. Totally cool. If you wanted to add a third note, the note that you would add is your middle finger is on an E. So we have our thumb on a C, our pinky, fifth finger, on a G, and our middle finger on an E. So if we play all of those together, there is our C major chord. All right, so next up I would like to show you the difference between a major chord, happy, 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 and a minor chord. Yeah, my mood just changed. Did you hear that? C major chord. C minor chord. So what's the difference here? We are moving one note, the middle note, down a half step. So in the case of C major, we're going from a white note to a black note. But please keep in mind this does not always mean that a minor chord has a black note in the middle. Some major chords also have a black note in the middle, like E, and we'll cover that later. But right now, here's our C major. Move that middle note down a half step to make it A, C minor. In some songs, you can go back and forth like. Yeah, that sounds like a movie, doesn't it? What I did is I opened up GarageBand on my laptop and I went up here to Loops. So I clicked on that, which brought this up. And then I went to Kits. And I am just gonna pretend I have a drummer in the room right now. Wouldn't that be sweet? And I'm gonna play a bar band basic drum set 01. Sweet deal. Where's our C major chord? Let's see if I can do this with. All right, so here's our C major chord. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna leave out that middle note so you can hear what that sounds like. I'm just pulsing that. There it is without the middle note. So that was an example of one thing we can do with the chords that we learned, and I have made a list here. What can we do with chords? Play on the beat. So what you just saw is an example of playing on the beat. Number 2, syncopate. Syncopate means to kind of groove it a little bit. And I am going to bring my drummer back. So it's not right on the beat. We're grooving a little bit. So that is an example of syncopate. Number 3, arpeggiate. So arpeggiate is what I was doing earlier in the video. We have our C major chord, and you can play each note individually. So it would go like this. That's our C major chord. The next example, idea, pulse. So that means play on the beat, but really fast. Let's see if I can find another beat for us here. Crowd, I'm just winging it. Proud Groove drum set number 1. Yeah, that's kind of cool. So here's an example of pulsing. And I'm going to go up high. I'm going to play a higher C chord for this one. I wanted to drop that middle note. That's cool. Nice. Ooh, number 5. Play left hand, then right hand. So super cool. Once you like learn these chords, it's all about pattern. So let's say I wanted to arpeggiate a C major chord with my left hand and then repeat that with my right hand. So here's a C major chord arpeggiated, playing the notes individually, right hand. So it could be, you could also go the other way. If you wanted to leave out that middle note again, that is number 5. Number 6, suspend them. Suspend the chords. So I'm going to show you so you can get a visual of the keyboard here for suspending chords. Okay, so to suspend a chord, here's our C major chord. We're going to move that middle note up a half step. Isn't that pretty? So we can combine that with an arpeggiation if you wanted to. That would be a pretty intro to a song. What happens if we go up an octave? Whoops. Suspended, mixed with syncopation. All right, where are we at here? That was suspending them. So number 7 is Beatles technique, which is one of my favorites. So for the Beatles technique, you are going to take the 2 top notes of the chord, in this case E and G, and you're going to alternate it with the bottom note of the chord. So the 2 top notes first, followed by the bottom note. If we switch to a C minor chord, it's pretty cool. I'll give you a visual of that as well. 2 top notes alternated with the bottom note of the chord. Okay, so we have one left. We have one left here at the bottom, the Heart of Fire technique. It's a little complicated, but it's worth it because it's beautiful, and this is one of my favorites. So we are going to combine our left hand with our right hand for this technique. And again, we're going to use our C major chord. That's the one that we know right now. So with our left hand, we're going to go way down low. Go this low if you want. Maybe not. Let's go that low. Second to the last, C. So with our C major chord, with the pinky of our left hand, our 5th finger of our left hand, we're going to play a C. And with our thumb, we're going to play a G. So we're playing the bottom note of the chord and the top note of the chord. It sounds like this. play the middle note, which in the case of C major is an E. And I like to go up a couple, like not, that's kind of pretty. So if you go up to the next E after that G, and I know this is a little confusing, but I will also give you a visual from the top of my keyboard as well. So that's 3 notes. This is the bottom note of the chord. Here's the top note of the chord. And our right hand is playing the middle note of the chord. And I wrote a song using this technique. It's called Heart of Fire. So that's using the Heart of Fire technique on 4 different chords. And it's up high, which is really pretty, but I think it sounds cool. Down low, up high, either one. My favorite. Can you tell? Okay, overhead shot of Heart of Fire technique. C, G. With our right hand, we're going to play the middle note of the chord, E. Here's what it would sound like with an E minor chord. Okay, sweet. So those are some ideas of what you can do with chords. And because we know the C major and the C minor chord, that's why I used those. I would like to teach you a few more chords. And guitar players usually start off by learning an E major and an E minor chord. So let's get started with that. Okay, first with our right hand, we are going to find an E and place our right hand thumb on an E. So let's start with finding a C. Remember our musical alphabet? We're going to go C, D, E. There's E. There's our thumb. Now, we're going to spread our hands out, and with our 5th finger, we're going to play a B. Just like that. So here's E, F, G, A, B. So those are the outside notes of our E major chord. Now, remember earlier I said that sometimes a major chord can have a black note in it. And in the case of E, this is true. So our middle note is a G sharp, right there. The formula is the same though for finding an E minor chord. We're going to take that middle note and we're going to move it down a half step. There's our E minor chord. E major, move it down, E minor. And again, like before, if you wanted to just use our 2 outside notes, that's cool too. You just don't get the E major or the E minor sound, but that's all right. All right. Okay, so now we are going to learn A major and A minor. You know, why not? You're getting used to this major minor stuff. And those are 2 super awesome chords to know. So, A major. Okay, let's find an A. Here's our C. We know where our C is. 2 black notes, C, D, E, F, G. There's an A. Our thumb goes on an A. Our fingers spread out. That 5th finger is on an E. Ah, we just learned about E. So that's our bottom note of the chord and our top note of the chord. And like E, an A major has a black note in the middle. C sharp. That is our A major chord. If we wanted to turn it into a minor chord, we move that middle note down a half step to C. A minor, A major, A minor. So let's just briefly go over, oh my gosh, you guys, we've just learned 6 chords. So we have our C major chord, we have our C minor chord, now we have our E major chord, C, D, E, and we have our E minor chord, and we also learned A major and A minor, E, F, G, A major, has that black note in the middle, and A minor. Okay, I think that's all that I have for you today. That was a lot in like just over 20 minutes. But it's a video, so go back, review, take your time, push pause, whatever you need to do. I hope it's been helpful. And there is so much more that I want to share with you. I'm gonna throw this out there now, but I might create another video or two to teach you some other things about this amazing instrument. So thank you for paying attention and watching, and go out and be an amazing keyboardist in a rock and roll band.